You think you know her. You think you know the heartbreak behind the hits, the tears behind the triumphs. But you don't, not really. Because what's happening to Celine Dion right now is more urgent, more raw, more terrifying than anything she's ever sung about. This is not a comeback story, at least not yet. This is a fight for survival, for identity, for the very breath that powers her legendary voice. And it's happening in real time. Let's rip off the bandage. Celine Dion, the woman whose voice defined a generation, is in the fight of her life. Not just against a rare, incurable disease, but against the relentless tide of tragedy that has stalked her for decades. Every note she sings now is a battle cry. Every public appearance is a miracle. Every day she wakes up and faces the world is a victory. But make no mistake, Celine Dion is not okay.
It's like somebody's strangling you. It's like somebody's pushing your larynx.
It's like someone is strangling you. That's how Celine herself described it. Imagine your larynx being squeezed, your breath cut short, your words coming out in a strangled whisper. For Celine, this isn't just a metaphor. It's her reality. Stiff person syndrome, a name that sounds almost comical until you realize it's a rare, progressive neurological disorder that turns your muscles into stone, locks your body in spasms, and steals your voice. It's a disease so rare, most doctors have never seen it. But Celine Dion is living it every single day. But before we get to the present, you need to understand the storm that brought her here. Celine Dion's life has been a symphony of pain and perseverance, each movement marked by loss, heartbreak, and the kind of suffering that would break most people. But not Celine, not yet. Let's rewind. The year is 2003. Celine is at the height of her powers, conquering Las Vegas, adored by millions. And then the unthinkable, her father Am Dion, her rock, her #1 fan, is gone, bone cancer. The man who cheered her on from the wings, who believed in her before the world did, is suddenly ripped away. Celine doesn't crumble. She stands on stage, tears streaming down her face, and tells the world, "My dad was and still is my #1 fan." She sings through the pain because that's what she does. But the wound never heals. A year later, she sits across from Larry King, her voice trembling, and admits, "It's very difficult when you lose a parent, when you lose a close one." The world nods along, but nobody really knows what it's like to lose the person who made you believe you could fly. Celine takes time off, buries her father, and returns to the stage. She releases Parler à mon père, a song that's less a tribute and more a desperate conversation with a ghost. On what would have been his 95th birthday, she posts a photo, a simple message. "Papa, you would have been 95 years old today. I think of you and I love you." The world moves on. Celine does not. But the universe wasn't done testing her. In 2020, her mother, Therese, the matriarch, the woman who raised 14 children, was taken by Alzheimer's. Celine was on stage the night her mother died. She stood in the spotlight, voice shaking, and confessed, "I must admit I'm a little shaky today." She dedicated the show to her mother because that's what Celine does. She sings through the pain, but the cracks were starting to show. And then the love story. The one everyone thinks they know, Celine and René. She was 12 when she sent him a demo tape. He was already a legend, a kingmaker. He heard something in her voice, something the world would soon hear too. He became her manager, her mentor, her everything. The age gap, 26 years. The world whispered. Her mother objected, but Celine didn't care. "Mom, I really love him," she said, and she meant it. They married in 1994, a fairy tale for the ages. But fairy tales don't last. In 1998, René is diagnosed with throat cancer. The battle begins. For nearly 2 decades, Celine is not just a wife, but a nurse, a caretaker, a warrior. She watches as the man she loves wastes away, unable to eat, unable to drink, fed through a tube for 3 years. She sings to him, holds his hand, begs for a miracle, but miracles are in short supply. In 2016, René is gone. Celine is shattered. "I wanted him to leave in peace. I wanted him to feel so light and no worries, she says. But how do you let go of the person who made you who you are? A month later, she's back on stage. We were one and nothing has changed. We will always be one. The audience weeps. Celine sings through the pain, but the hits keep coming. Infertility, another silent battle. Celine and Renee want a family. Years of trying, years of disappointment. 6 rounds of IVF, a miscarriage. She goes on opera, bears her soul. A lot of people go through this, but it's not being told because it's not in the newspaper. Finally, in 2001, a miracle, Renee Charles is born. The world rejoices. Celine is grateful, but the scars remain. More IVF, more heartbreak. In 2010, twins Nelson and Eddie arrive. It is what I enjoy the most. It is my most amazing reward, she says. But even motherhood can't shield her from what's coming. 2016, the year everything falls apart. Renee is gone. Days later, her brother Daniel dies, brain, throat, and tongue cancer. He's 59. The pain is almost too much to bear. On what would have been Renee's 74th birthday, Daniel slips away. Celine finds meaning in the timing. For his birthday, my husband came and got my brother because my brother was too weak to fly on his own. She clings to faith, to the idea that love transcends death. But the losses keep piling up. Her mother, Therese, is 89, grieving 2 sons and a son-in-law. Celine, broken herself, becomes the caretaker. You took his hand from the beginning to the end, she tells her mother. She imagines herself in the same position. If I see one of my sons dying and I know he's gonna die, I want to be there to give him a hand. The strength is superhuman. The pain is unimaginable. August 2016. Another blow. Her brother-in-law, Guy Poirier, succumbs to cancer. Her sister Liette, already grieving the loss of her daughter Karine to cystic fibrosis at 16, is shattered. Celine was there when Karine died, singing softly as a single tear rolled down her niece's cheek. She becomes a champion for cystic fibrosis research, rights fly in Karine's memory. But the tragedies keep coming. 2012, Celine's voice, her superpower, betrays her. A viral infection weakens her vocal cords. She cancels shows. I tried to sing at my soundcheck last week and I had no control of my voice whatsoever, she admits. Vocal rest. Silence. For Celine, it's torture, but she fights back, returns to the stage. The audience roars, but the cracks are widening. 2018. Another health scare. Her middle ear fails her. Patulous eustachian tube. She can't hear herself sing. Surgery, more canceled shows. She returns, humble, grateful. You know, it's been a while since we've done a show. I had a little health issue. Don't we all? The crowd cheers. But Celine knows something is wrong. December 2022. The world stops. Celine posts a video on Instagram. She's crying. She's scared. She's vulnerable. I have been diagnosed with stiff person syndrome, she says. The words hang in the air. Most people have never heard of it. But for Celine, it's a death sentence for her career. Muscle spasms so severe she can't walk, can't sing, can barely live. Unfortunately, the spasms affect every aspect of my daily life, she confesses. The world rallies around her. But the reality is grim. Tour dates are canceled. Las Vegas shows are scrapped. The Courage World Tour, her triumphant return, is over before it begins. I'm so sorry to disappoint all of you once again. It's best that we cancel everything until I'm really ready to be back on stage, she says. But will she ever be ready? Her sister Claudette gives updates. We can't find medicine, but giving hope, I find that is important. There's no cure, no relief. Just pain, therapy, and the hope that science will catch up. Celine is in treatment 5 days a week, medication, immune therapy, vocal therapy, physical rehab. She's incredibly motivated, her doctor says, but the disease is relentless. In a shocking revelation, Celine admits to taking life-threatening doses of diazepam, Valium, just to get through performances. The spasms are so severe she risks her life every time she steps on stage. "My voice will be rebuilt," she insists, but the cost is staggering. And yet, in the midst of all this, Celine refuses to disappear. June 2024, Amazon Prime Video releases Am Celine Dion, a documentary that lays bare her struggle. She wants the world to see what stiff person syndrome really is. She wants to raise awareness to help others to turn her pain into purpose. At the New York premiere, she walks the red carpet with her son Renee Charles, tears in her eyes. "I hope to see you all again very, very soon," she says. The crowd erupts, but nobody knows if she'll ever sing again. July 2024, the Paris Olympics. Against all odds, Celine takes the stage atop the Eiffel Tower performing Edith Piaf's El Himnia El Amor. It's her first public performance in 4 years. The world holds its breath. She nails it, pitch perfect, defiant, alive. "Wow, what a night! Thanks to everyone who helped make this dream come true," she writes on Instagram. But behind the scenes, the struggle continues. February 2024, the Grammys. Celine surprises everyone, presenting Album of the Year to Taylor Swift. She's radiant but fragile. "When I say that I'm happy to be here, I really mean it from my heart." The audience gives her a standing ovation, but the pain is never far away. She makes rare appearances: a hockey game, a golf match, a fashion show in Riyadh where she struts the runway and belts out "I'm alive" and "the power of love." Each appearance is a statement: I'm still here, I'm still fighting. But the disease is always lurking. March 2024, International Stiff Person Syndrome Awareness Day. Celine posts a photo with her sons at a go-kart track. "I remain determined to one day get back onto the stage and to live as normal of a life as possible." She thanks her family, her fans. But the message is clear. This is a war, and she's not sure she's winning. Her sons, Renee Charles, now 24, and twins Nelson and Eddie, 14, are her lifeline. She teaches them what to do if she collapses. "Don't be scared if I can't talk. They know what to do, call 911. She reassures them, "I'm not going to die. It's something I'm going to learn to live with." But the fear is real. 9 years after Renee's death, Celine posts a tribute. 30 years of marriage, a lifetime of memories. She's alone now, but not lonely. Her sons are her world. She pours her love into them, into her music, into her fight. She launches a gender-neutral clothing line, Celine, because she refuses to be defined by her illness. She vows to return to the stage. "I'm going to go back on stage, even if I have to crawl, I will." But there are no tour dates, no guarantees, just hope. June 2025. The world is still watching. Celine makes a rare public appearance. She's thinner, frailer, but her eyes burn with determination. "My voice is being rebuilt as we speak right now," she says. She takes life one day at a time. There is no cure, there is only the fight. This is not the story you thought you knew. This is not a fairy tale. This is not a comeback, at least not yet. This is a woman at war with her own body, with fate, with the relentless march of time. This is Saline Dion, stripped bare, vulnerable, human. So the next time you hear "My Heart Will Go On," remember, the heart behind that song is breaking. The voice that soared above the Titanic is now fighting just to be heard. Celine Dion is not okay, but she's still here, still fighting, still hoping for a miracle. And maybe, just maybe, that's enough. What do you think? Is this the end of the road for Celine Dion, or just another verse in her epic song? Let us know in the comments. If you believe in miracles, if you believe in the power of music, if you believe in Celine, hit like, share this video, and subscribe for more stories that matter. Because this isn't just about one woman's struggle. This is about all of us. The battles we fight, the losses we endure, the hope we cling to. Thank you for watching, and wherever you are, send a little love Celine's way. She needs it now more than ever.